It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling anxious. Flumpy, you're digging to Australia. Hi, I'm Lolly, and I'm a morning person. I get my best doing done and my best thinking thunk in the mornings. I have the most energy coursing through my veins between 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. and it's not all the fun kind. No, it's not all monster. You're gonna be the one that saves me. What the actual fuck? A lot of it is anxiety. Along with my positive morning attributes, I am plagued by morning anxiety. I'm pretty sure the bitch wakes up before I do, and I'm not alone. It's easy for those of an anxious disposition to wake up and immediately start chasing the day's tasks, becoming overwhelmed with negative thoughts and stress. Not only is this something that loads of people deal with, it's also easily, scientifically explained. For most people, cortisol is the highest in the first hour of being awake. However, it can be easily knocked off course. For example, if you go to bed feeling anxious, this can cause your cortisol to spike too early, which is why it feels as though our minds start racing before the checkered flag. Is that racing analogy? And to help things along a little, blood sugar levels are low at this time, which can also be a trigger for anxiety. A lot of people who have bad morning anxiety choose to stay in bed for as long as possible. Stay snug, stay safe. I have always been the other kind of person. The try to get ahead, try to get it done, try to beat anxiety type. Neither of them work. The to-do list never ends. You can't outrun panic, and you'll waste your life trying. Routine has always been a core part of my being. I cling to it. I depend on it. I truly believe that it's the only thing keeping my anxiety from completely taking over my life. When I started actively working to lessen my anxiety, it was my routine that was the last thing to change. The thought of even adjusting one thing sent me into a full-blown panic. I was so convinced it was helping, when really it was the root cause of everything I was going through. Go figure. It wasn't just the routine itself, although we'll obviously get to that, but the mere fact that I was unable to deviate from this strict set of rules, actions, behaviours. While I haven't removed the need for my routine yet, the fact that I've made considerable changes to what that routine is something I'm fucking proud of, so get on board. Get on board. Morning routines can set the tone for the rest of the day, so what you do with yours can have a huge impact on, your life. Having a morning routine will help you steady your mind and your thoughts and help you to control your emotions throughout the day. So today, I'm going to show you just how much I've changed and hopefully inspire you to slow down your mornings and not feed your anxiety from that first conscious breath. Here's how this is going to work. Old Lolly's routine is going to be on the left and new Lolly's routine is going to be on the right. Let's get into it. I did tell you I was a morning person. I wake naturally around 5:30 a.m, so eventually I hope to adjust my control over my routine enough to let my body get the rest it needs. But my old routine was about getting as much done as possible before any external influence could add more to my list. So the alarm crept earlier and earlier, and I'm still clinging to that mindset. But you betcha I'm working on it. Old Lolly was not about the snoozing. She was about helping that cortisol spike along with a nice shot of adrenaline. While new and improved Lolly is still getting up before her body would appreciate, she's making sure to be more aware. Not rushing to tick off that first item from her to-do list, but taking in as many small joys as possible from the very first moment she wakes. We're talking small joys. A stretch here, a puppy cuddle there, feeling the carpet between her toes, appreciating what she has. Echo, turn the kettle on. Do you know what cortisol and adrenaline love? Caffeine and comparison. Those work emails, text messages, Instagram notifications, and news alerts all used to get my immediate attention. This put me in work mode, or stress mode, or jealousy mode, and that set my mood for the day. If you want to learn more about detaching from social media and becoming your own inspiration, check out my video on comparison. Now, I don't look at my phone or have my coffee until a lot later in the morning. Echo, play NF at volume 2. Instead, I hydrate. I breathe in the day, and I shake my butt a little. Water gives us increased cognitive function, allowing us more clarity of mind. It can elevate our mood and energy, and it promotes more balanced emotional regulation. You'll see a lot of breathing in this routine. Brag. But these first few deep inhalations can interject any upcoming anxious feelings before they take root. We can use our breath to help induce a relaxed state. Those deep, nourishing inhalations and exhalations stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, producing a sense of calm. If you've seen my Music for Confidence video, you'll know how important music is to me, and I like to start my day by listening to anything that's making me smile at that point in time. I don't go in for chants or whale sounds, but listening to music is a great way to start your morning. You can sing along while your favourite song is playing, or even dance away any negative energy you may be feeling. I prefer to use music to bring the joy, but you can use it to distract from anxiety as well. Consider making yourself a playlist of soothing music, nature sounds, instrumentals, whatever floats your boat, and focus in on the individual sounds you can hear. This will give you something to concentrate on that will help you to relax instead of cause you anxiety. You all know how much I love my pup, but my old routine was full of these moments where I would multitask in order to get more done. And that meant I never enjoyed the moment, and I'd crank up my anxiety a notch with every minute that passed. These rushed, check-box walks were no fun for either of us. Now I let Flump continue to snooze while I do half an hour of yoga. I appreciate this time so much. I pick a session that appeals to me in that moment and enjoy letting my body wake up slowly, connecting mind and body and exploring and finding new things every time. Zoom! Heaven forbid I slow down a moment, the anxiety might catch me. While I'm still all zen from yoga, I do my Asians. You know, meditation, visualization, affirmation. Meditation is great for calming your mind, working to clear it, and be aware of nothing. You can sit in silence, listen to relaxing music, or do a guided meditation like I do using the Medito app. Even do a body scan. Start at the top of your head, bringing awareness to each body part and releasing tension from that area as you slowly work your way down to your toes. A visualization practice can help you set the desired tone for your day. If you're feeling anxious and distracted, maybe you'd like to feel calm, focused, and empowered instead. Imagine what that would look and feel like. Tune into the small details and sensations of the experience. If you want to know more about my visualization practice, watch my Confident Like Connor video. I think of my affirmations like cementing that image and moving it from imagination to fact. I am that person now. One of the leading causes of anxiety stems from feelings of insecurity. When you use positive affirmations to help build up your self-esteem, it can help you feel more confident throughout your day. For more on self-esteem, make sure to check out my Beyoncé video. I used to tell myself I had to be outside the gym when the doors opened to get the most time there and make sure I could get the equipment I wanted. I did what I thought was the perfect routine, not what I enjoyed. I'd be there for 2 hours, but my anxiety meant I wasn't giving it my all, distracted by these internal critics and tasks of the day to come. I still exercise in the morning for the most part, I just have a different mindset around it, which you'll see a little later on. When you exercise in the morning, you may notice improved focus and energy during the rest of the day, as well as better sleep at night, which can also help to tame anxiety. In addition, exercising in the morning can enhance your mood by giving you a boost of endorphins and a sense of accomplishment at the start of your day. However, very intense routines, like mine used to be, can stoke the flames. We all react differently to exercise, and it is a stressor. Exercising with too much intensity for some people can lead them to become fatigued and more likely to feel anxious. Nowadays, we take our time with our first walk of the day, and I'm completely present, even if that's presently grumbling that it's cold. This is quality time with Flump, and quality time in nature, as natural as city centre Manchester gets. Getting outside is grounding. Getting sunlight in our eyes stimulates serotonin and boosts mood, and it ignites our senses. As the wind hits your face, as you hear new sounds and smell things you wouldn't in your artificially fragranced home, it makes you mindful. Oh, she's still going. When you can set aside 5 to 10 minutes just to sit and enjoy your cup of warm coffee in the morning, it can be the most relaxing thing you will do all day. The warm drink combined with the warmth of the cup in my hands is a sensory delight I never took the time to enjoy before. Once I've savoured these few brief moments, I use this time to either read a book that makes me feel good or I can learn from, or I create. By create, I usually mean planning and writing for videos, but it could be editing, it could be learning. I'm learning to use Premiere Pro at the moment so I can improve the quality of my videos. And there's a lot to learn, but it goes in so much smoother in the mornings than after a long day at work. Don't worry about that girl. She's still torturing herself with unnecessary stress and probably on the way to another knee injury. Lolly 2.0, however, is moving her body in a way she loves. I still have a gym routine. I still want to run a certain number of days, box on others, and hit legs, shoulders, back and chest at the gym. But which days I do each are more flexible. Which time of day is more flexible, and if I don't feel like doing what I planned, I do something else. And I'm more efficient. When I'm exercising, that's all I'm focused on, so I get it done in an hour. And some days, I don't want to face the gym, social anxiety and all, so I take a YouTube dance class and use my resistance bands at home. I call the shots, not my exercise anxiety. When I'd hit a certain number of calories, the only thing to do was let all the anxiety catch up and drown me in tasks. I'd fuel the fire with more caffeine and sit down to work before I was paid to do so. In fact, on rest days, I would sometimes sit at my desk at 6 a.m. That's fucking madness. I was always just trying to get ahead, claw back more hours in the day, grind harder, because that's the only way you win, right? My markers for success have shifted now. I'm learning to care less about appearing perfect and more about how I feel. There's a lot more work to be done. There's imposter syndrome, perfectionism, fear of losing my job, of failing. All these things take daily work to overcome. But the best change I've made so far is trusting that I am a good enough storyteller to produce incredible work within the hours I'm paid to do so. And outside of that time, my job is to nurture my well-being. This last hour before work isn't so much a routine in that the activity can be different, but it's always something that moves me towards that life I don't want to escape from. Old Lolly would have already been stressing the fuck out by the time she officially started work. If this is you, just try to think about how much your mental health is worth to you. You probably wouldn't willingly give it up for any sum of money, so why are you doing it for no money at all? Look at the relaxed swagger on this broad. Okay, I'm exaggerating. She still has so much more work to do, but the point is she's doing it. She's prioritising her mental health over her perfectionism, her attachment to her old routine, and her negative self-talk. I still have the voices that tell me I'm fucking everything up. I'm not sticking to the plan. The plan was there to protect me, to make sure the person that I present to the world appears to be someone worth something. And anxiety comes along with that, of course it does. But I trust that the more I sit with this uncomfortable feeling and do something I know is better for my health, the less anxiety I'll start to feel. I still find that the most anxiety comes up around exercise and my complicated relationship with it. So that's where I'm aware I might start to see my old behaviours creep back in. So I'm doing everything I can to mitigate that risk. I do have to constantly combat the feeling that I'm slacking. I'm going to gain fat and feel less content in my body. But then I remember that I wasn't happy before. I was always just pushing myself harder and harder because of this negative relationship with my body. And that didn't work for over a decade, so maybe the experiment failed. Maybe it's time for a new hypothesis. This routine isn't perfect and it isn't permanent, but it's something I'm working at every single day to either stick to or improve upon. And I mean really improve upon, not just do more exercise and try to fit more hours into the day like I was doing before. My dad used to say he didn't believe in stress, but I'd hear him shouting at his computer when it didn't work. We were so similar in so many ways, and those qualities in me are ones I treasure even more now. But when I feel anger rising towards an inanimate object or a person who hasn't done anything wrong, those aren't the connections I want to treasure, which is hard to say and even harder to work to remove. I don't want my work to make me mad, to make me explode. I don't want to be constantly on that grind and putting every ounce of energy into my paycheck. I love my job. I'm determined to enjoy every moment of it. I hope my dad enjoyed his. He put everything into his business, and I hope that was fueled by passion, not by a need to be seen as successful. Before I sign off, here are some tips for anyone interested in introducing a new morning routine into their life. Don't lose sleep over it. Your sleep is so important for every healthy human function, including reducing your anxiety. When carving out time for your new routine, don't take it out of necessary sleep. If you need to, go to bed earlier to make sure you're still catching all of those Z's. Create balance at night. I'm not going to go into nighttime routines now. That's a video for another time. But you can set yourself up to successfully carry out your new morning routine by starting at night. Give future you a helping hand by laying out your yoga mat before you go to bed, putting your journal next to the tap, or preparing a nutritious breakfast that can be eaten the next day. Don't work against your natural rhythms. Yes, having time for you before you dive into work is so important, but if you're not a morning person, don't try and do a 3-hour morning routine. Just 20 minutes will do, and make it bespoke. Don't just follow mine or one you see in a magazine or one you see online. They weren't made for you. Think about your biggest stressors and things that trigger your anxiety, and then consider what really helps in those situations. Those should be the things that form your morning routine, but you're going to have to try it out and experiment with a few things. Make it sustainable. You're only going to stick to your new morning routine if it fits in with your lifestyle and you enjoy it. Every time you make time for this positive start to your day, celebrate it, reward yourself, make it a bloody delight so that you cannot wait to start a new day. And remember, take care of yourself at every time of the day, and don't leave it to anybody else.